So I've got this piece of paper now with his value, his signature, which is the thing that creates all value. And I am going to take it and I'm going to on-sell that original document to another company. Right. So it's gone. The original debt instrument has gone. And they're going to give me back whatever. They might give me $800. Okay, but they just bought his so-called debt. Now, what did you get? You got 1,000 credits. Ones and zeros on some computer somewhere. Okay. It didn't come out of my pocket. I just punched in some numbers on the computer. Okay. I didn't actually go and get any gold and give you something like that of any value. I just punched in some numbers on the computer. So the debt's settled. I don't have any bank balance problem or anything like that. Okay, so my debt's gone. I don't actually hold the original debt instrument anymore, so I don't really have any right to ask you to repay me that 1,000 credits. But I'm going to. Okay, so could you give me back the 1,000 credits, please?
Wouldn't I get my signature back?
No, not at all. Do you ever get your signature back when you sign a contract or something?
Well, in some sense of being unobligated to pay any more interest or anything to do with that debt, yes.
Once the interest has been paid,
But without being ornery, you can have your...
Sure. So I'll take back the 1,000 credits that I gave him. Now, I'd also like a little bit extra for my time. So can I have the $100 that I've just written out there for you as well? Do you mind if I have that?
Do you really have to have it all?
Sure, yeah. I really need it all.
What if I tore it in half and only gave you 50 back?
I like money.
I like money, so I'll take it all.
So I really shouldn't be cantankerous. I should just give it back to you.
Yeah, because that's what we do.
It's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do. You should,
all right.
because otherwise I'll have to send you like a...
Bad credit. You'll never be able to...
You'll get like a bad credit rating if you don't give me that.
Problems.
So I'm going to hang on to that. Okay, now they've got your signature and I've got this $1,000 back. What have you got?
Probably about 500 Pepsis.
Okay, and where are they now?
Mostly gone, I guess.
Yeah. So
They're sort of being distributed amongst friends and
Did,
children and stuff.
do you have anything now of any intrinsic value that represents the original amount?
Not in concrete value, but I've probably got a lot of goodwill from giving away lots of Pepsis to people.
Sure, okay. So, as you can see, what's actually happened here is that not only have I not had the right to ask for that money back, I've taken some more, what you would call real money. I actually took $100 of his real money, okay? And so what you see here is the fiat money system going on, okay? So we don't actually receive anything of value. So when you get taxed, there's no taxable event, because you haven't received anything of value. Even if you went out and bought a motor car, let's say you got paid, you got your paycheck, and you went out and bought a motor car. You say, well, I got a loan and I went out and bought a motor car. Now what happens? You go and try and sell that motor car now. How much are you going to get for it? Probably less than half of...
Way less, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the minute you drive out that car yard, if you drove it back in and tried to sell it to them, there'd be at least $2,000 off the price, at least.
No,
Okay.
more.
It'd be more because there's no intrinsic value, and also that vehicle is already prepaid for. Doesn't have any value. Okay, so what you see there is the basic thing of what happens every day. We hand around all these pieces of money, and it only takes the International Monetary Fund to say, okay, the value of that is nothing, and it's not backed by anything. So it's not backed by gold. So
Well, it's way more evident when you get a home loan. You just go on the internet banking and it just appears there from nowhere. Where did that money come from?
Where does it
It's
come
exactly
from?
the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't all the money the banks have to be backed by gold in the Federal Reserve?
No, not at all. It's fractional banking, so they can lend up to, 90% more? So for every dollar they can lend out 9.
They
So-
only have to keep 10%.
Yeah, they only have to keep 10%. That's the fractional banking. Yeah. So no, there's not enough gold in the world to support all of the debt that's in the world. So everyone is bankrupt. All of the governments are bankrupt, and it's all just a big game at the moment to see how bankrupt they can become before the house of cards falls down. Yeah, it's a very scary thing. And I actually think that 2008 will see the end of the US dollar, because they are so far in debt, so many trillions of dollars in debt, that they can never, ever, ever recover. So what they do is they take us, or moreover, they actually take our Strawman, and they own us. So they own us. And that's why they can do what the hell they want. That's why we are not allowed to complain. People always talk about rights. I've got the right to do this, I've got the right to do that. What are my constitutional rights? That's bullshit. None of that exists. None of these rights actually exist, because we've given them up, and we gave them up when we agreed to be the Strawman. So how did we agree to be the Strawman? Now you'll notice on mine. Did anyone pick up
Yeah,
the?
all rights reserved.
Okay. I'm the agent
All right.
for the all capital letter fiction known as the Strawman. You'll notice this all capital letter version, not of my name, because if this was an all capitalization of my name, it'd still be my name. What this is it's an all capital letter legal fiction trademark that I own that happens to look like my name. Very important. And I am the agent for it. Now, it could say Pepsi Cola, it could say McDonald's, and I would be the agent for it. And I actually do own a trademark which looks like my name. And so it can be very confusing for some people. Now, I'm going to show you one other thing here. Here is my bank card. Now, pass that around and have a look and see what the name is on that. And don't read it out, because I'm Agent J tonight. But you'll notice the letters TM after it. Okay. Now, most of us, when we get a credit card or a bill or anything like that, we're asked to sign our name to it. So we do. Okay, so we sign our name on the back, and you'll notice on the back of that one, it actually says authorized agent or agent on the back of it. Okay, because I'm signing as the agent for the fiction. I'm not the fiction. Okay, I'm not Pepsi Cola. Okay, I'm not McDonald's. And neither are the people who own it. So I own the Strawman. Okay, and that's very, very important. And that's the thing that we all need to do, is we all need to become the agent for the Strawman rather than the Strawman itself, because then we take away the liability. We actually put a fictional entity between us as natural flesh and blood beings and the machine, because the machine only recognizes all capital letter legal fiction trademark corporations or corporate souls. We're all corporate souls. Now, does anyone here have a credit card or any other thing on them? Any other identifying piece of corporate stuff? Yeah. If you have, just lay them out on the floor there, and we're just going to have a look. I'm not going to read them. We're not going to mention anyone's names here. I just want you all to see exactly who you are. Whatever you've got, lay them all out there. Let's have a look at them.
Joey, you've been collecting, accumulating. Oh my.
Okay, so let's have a look here. We've got an all-cap fiction.
An MP3.
Okay. Now, what you've done here, every time that you've signed your name on one of these cards, you have done what's known in the legal world as enjoining. And you'll probably hear that in the courts a lot, enjoining. And by signing your name, you've agreed to be the all capital letter legal fiction. So you become responsible for it. You are now licensed. That's your license. So you have the capacity to drive a commercial vehicle and to transport other entities, because that's what you are. You're an entity. You all are entities, believe it or not. Okay. This is corporations law. if you get out the Corporations Act and have a good read of it, that's where all law comes from. It's all in there. Okay, all that stuff applies only to corporations. Now, I decided to challenge the taxation department, so I put together a very, very well-researched 20 questions and went along to the head of the taxation department.